Where are we coming from? What do you see as a solution?
Well, I want to tell you that one of the reasons why the stories have been lost is because of the abject cruelty of the enslavers. One of the methods was to mix people up, mix up the ethnic groups so people were unable to speak the same language. So they had to then learn the enslavers' language and were only able to communicate with each other through a language that wasn't their own. Others had their tongues cut out so that they couldn't speak. They were not allowed to play drums because once they realized that they could communicate through drums, it was banned. They were punished or killed for communicating through drums. Very effective means of communication, might I add. So we have been conditioned for 300 or 400 years, not to talk to one another. Again, it brings me back to my conversation earlier about the importance of communication. And that also the body, experiencing the world through the body, gives us data. It gives our brains data. If you didn't have a body, your brain would be useless because all the data that comes into your brain comes through the physical experience of your body. And one of the things that happened, you'll hear this expression a lot, being used a lot now in sociology, psychiatry, and literature, the Black body, the experience of the Black body. And the experience of the Black body in the United States has been viscerally abusive, torture. It is as close to the 9 stations of the cross as Christians can get. We don't need Jesus as an example. We've lived it. You know, that your body could be abused in any way, shape, or form. You could be lynched, you could be decapitated, you could have your limbs cut off, you could be sexually molested, male or female, didn't matter. You could be disemboweled, you could be chained, tethered and chained, you could be drowned, tortured. Ritualistic torture and murder are what African Americans have experienced. And these experiences become part of your genetic memory. And I'm not beating the victim drum here, but it takes a lot of undoing that African people managed to survive this is nothing short of miraculous. Because anybody else, any other group of people who have experienced what we have experienced have disappeared. They've disappeared. We're still here. So, telling the stories, as painful as they are, is the only way for us to collectively remember our ourselves, to remember our lineage, our heritage, our customs, our language, and you know, tradition is debatable. I often believe that sometimes traditions are the reason why things fall apart. Sometimes. Because as we move forward in time, traditions have to also regenerate. Traditions have to change with the changing population, with the changing climate, with changing availability of certain crops, with the changing migration of animals, the changing climate, as I said earlier. So we have to rethink the things that we hold up as immovable. We can't hold on to things that do not allow us to motion forward as a species, as a family, as a community, as a nation, as a species. And I think that sometimes human beings are their own worst enemies because we have been conditioned to resist change.